Guys, I'm Layla. Welcome to Raid Lore Stories. Today's lore story chosen by Twitch chat is going to be for Ninja. So I hope you guys enjoy his new updated lore. Most of those who live beyond the borders of Yokai consider the ninja a mere confabulation, a propaganda piece designed to aggrandise the superhuman capabilities of some Shadowkin. Some say they have witnessed a brilliant azure glow of the ninja, but never seen his face. So quick and nimble were his movements. The few scattered reports have been dismissed as unreliable. The rest of Teleris sleeps all the more soundly at night, believing the ninja to be a series of coincidences and exaggerations. But for the Shadowkin, there is no uncertainty as to the ninja and his greatness. He is the hero of countless poems and songs. Depictions of his adventures adorn the walls of palaces and taverns alike, and news of his latest exploits are eagerly awaited in hamlets, towns, and the very corridors of power. So elaborate and spectacular are his alleged triumphs that even his greatest fanatics find their crudelty sometimes strained. But such is the nature of the folk hero. Critics dismiss everything wholesale, but believers are convinced there is more truth than lies to the heroic sagas. Most likely, the ninja is a highly atypical example of the Makaj demon spawn, based on the single wing that grows from his shoulder, but that is simply the least outlandish of the theories. His tale begins as a foundling infant who appeared before the acolytes of the Charnyo Proving Ground, one of the most prestigious centers of martial arts in Yokai and indeed all the world. Charnyo warriors are taught to blend spirit and muscle in pursuit of an ultimate fighting technique they arise with the grandmasters but never truly achieved. The strange babe appeared in a flash, his locks a brilliant blue hue unlike any had ever seen, with such an otherworldly aspect to him that the students were awed by it and even the elders were intrigued. He was raised by the disciplines of Charnyo and grew to consider the whole school his family. He picked up new techniques quickly, his appetite for new skills and knowledge endless. In the sparring ring, he insisted on full contact practice against opponents far superior to him, enduring blow after blow to toughen his body and his will, refusing to give up or to allow his mentors to go easy on him. When he was too bruised and battered to continue to practice the sword, he rose and proceeded to the target range, where he would take up a bow and satchel of throwing knives and work on his aim. He was not a perfect pupil, for at times he was willful and petulant, as all young men sometimes are. His occasional pranks were legendary themselves, but no one could deny his skill and fitness, and soon his masters knew that he was their best chance yet to realize the true potential of the Charnyo arts. Ninja was taught to tap into his own life force, his fighting spirit, his ego, his charisma, all the things that fueled him with a will to greatness. To turn excitement and eagerness into raw energy, to give fiery life to that potential energy within. This was the ultimate fighting art that Ninja's mentors had theorized about long before. They'd searched for ages for a pupil with the potential to finally bring the art to full fruition, and they saw Ninja as their best opportunity yet. The road was long and hard. He struggled but built his confidence, and when he first was able to wreathe his sword in his own brilliant blue spirit energy, he erupted with joy. With his mastery of blade and bow, he created his own fighting style, manifesting the flaming soul of the weapon themselves and enhancing each slash and shot with his own inanimate power. His former mentors and all the pupils of Charnyo bade Ninja a fond farewell, for there was nothing left to teach him, only his example for them to follow. As to what he did next, one need only ask about at any tea house or farmstead in Yokai to hear his dozen tales of the ninja. He annihilated the entire mountain stream Viper gang in a single night, shot the winged horror of Dilwan from the sky, and rescued trapped survivors of the flooding of the Jonban with his great strength and agility. He seems to prioritize spectacle, challenge, and personal satisfaction when deciding on what deed of heroism to perform next. They say he is making history even now, and every rumor monger in the land has their eyes and ears tuned to find what trace of his famed feats of martial prowess. So this is the newer lore story for Ninja, which I think is interesting. His original story, he actually was an orphaned banner lord who was raised by the Shadowkin. So what I do like about this is I feel like they did elaborate so much more on this, and they made him a legendary hero, right? Like they made him basically a legend. Thank you guys so much for watching. Drop me some comments down below on what you think of this lore story for Ninja.